Welcome back to the Casuals, guys. We know it's been a while, but we're finally making another video. We've had a lot of stuff going on with college and just trying to figure out some things around our little studio we have, but trying to make the best product for y'all. But I'm Drew. This is Gavin. And, this is our weekly episode of the Casuals. So what do we got this week? Yeah, like...
Monthly.
Okay, yeah. It's been monthly right now. Bi-monthly. We're averaging, like, a video a week or two.
I think this is what we should say. Y'all just enjoy it when it comes around right now, because we are struggling with it.
It's been college has definitely been hitting a little hard first of the semester.
We're both in college, we both work, and we're trying to do this when we have a lot of other extracurriculars as well. So, and there's not much to talk about right now.
Yeah, we're kind of in a dead season where we're not really going to touch on the Super Bowl a little bit, but like NFL's starting to end, college football's over, basketball is heating up. That's one big thing, and then you have the MLB, which we won't really touch on today. We may do a couple weeks from now or maybe next week talk about some of the off-season recaps and talk about some of the minor league baseball players and just how they're going to progress in their field systems. But that's a peek at the future right now. The main thing we're going to focus on today is the NBA, and I'll let you kick that off, Gavin.
Yeah, so like you said a minute ago, the NBA season always heats up during the trade deadline, which is, I think this Thursday is the end?
February 6th.
So it definitely heated up this year.
Oh.
And the Dallas Mavericks decided to trade LUKA Doncic to the Los Angeles LAKERS for Anthony Davis. So I'll just run to you down the full trade details real quick. The Lakers received LUKA Doncic along with Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris as they send Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a single first-round pick to the Dallas Mavericks in return.
The Jazz got a heck ton of picks.
The Jazz did too.
Yeah.
They got the Jazz actually was a sneaky beneficiary in this trade. They got Jalen Hood-Schifino, which was the, I believe, 16th pick in the 2023 draft. So he's a very young, up-and-coming player, as well as Max Christie was that the Dallas Mavericks got, which is actually another underrated pickup within this trade. They're both really young, really great potential or high potential players, so that's great. But what's not great is how idiotic this whole trade is to begin with. For both sides.
I don't understand it, man.
It doesn't make sense. And this is a bigger deal than it even seems on the surface level. Because this this has set a whole new precedent for how diabolical the NBA just scene has become. The NBA used to be based on loyalty. We saw people like Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, all these people. It was about loyalty. It was about sticking it out with your team. It was about just grinding it out through the rough times. Nobody cares about that anymore.
Nobody's safe.
And now you can literally be a player that was drafted to a team, set up perfectly. There hasn't been a better story in the NBA when it comes to passing the torch. When it comes to passing the torch from Dirk Nowitzki, who was out the door when LUKA got drafted, passes the torch to LUKA, and since then, this 25-year-old kid has been 5-time NBA All-Star, 5 years in a row, or 4 or 5 years in a row, all NBA first team, the highest honor you can receive at the end of an NBA season. 5 times all NBA first team, gave everything to this franchise, loved this franchise, loved this city. That was absolutely clear in so many ways. Gave everything to this city, and just overnight in the shadows, just out of nowhere, you can just be shipped off. With no explanation, no anything, no notice, no anything. LUKA didn't even know. So this is absolutely disrespectful. This is terrible. It doesn't even make sense. I guess the presser I saw with GM Nico Harrison explaining the whole thing is that he wants to have a better chance at winning now. So his idea of winning now is getting 31-year-old Anthony Davis to pair with 32-year-old Kyrie Irving and 33? 33-year-old Klay Thompson?
33, 34? Yeah.
To win now.
Yeah.
When literally, 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, you were just in the NBA Finals with the
Without Klay
guy you
Thompson.
complain about.
Without Klay Thompson.
Yeah, and you've only built more around him.
Exactly.
So what in this move says we're going to try and win now and have a better chance than we had before with 25-year-old Luka Doncic? So you stripped yourself of any future success you had to get more players that are going out the door for the slim chance that you're going to slide by teams like the OKC Thunder and the Houston Rockets, which have all these great young players, just for the chance that you might slide by teams like that in the West this year. So, in my opinion, this is the most idiotic trade, not only in NBA history, but this is the worst trade in sports history for the Dallas Mavericks. This is great for the Lakers. They've set up. This is great for business. This is great for the future. This is great for winning. This is great. What the Lakers have been literally handed to and laid in their lap, it's incredible. But for the Mavericks, this is the worst trade in sports history.
I believe the only people to have like 27, 7, and 7 in the past couple seasons have been LeBron James and Luka Doncic. And now they're teammates.
He just won the scoring title like 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
He's done it everything. And a lot of this stuff is rumors right now and speculation, but one of the things I've seen a lot is that he has been increasingly more and more out of shape.
Allegedly.
He's literally injured. He's been injured since Christmas Day. So allegedly he's blown up. This is what I saw, blown up to 260. He looks exactly the same and in the exact same condition he was when he was in the NBA Finals a few months ago. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy. What's also crazy is, say it is true. Say he's in the worst condition of his life physically. You're not even going to give a guy like Luka Doncic any grace to maybe fix this? We've seen in the past teams give so much. They've put so much into repairing relationships with things like James Harden with the Rockets. Their relationship was literally torn in half, and the Rockets still fought for him. At least tried. This isn't even like we didn't even hear any issues with this. We've heard no issues out of Luka Doncic and Dallas ever. In his 6-year NBA career, we have heard nothing. And then you can just have the umph to just box him up and ship him away when he's done so much for your so much for your organization, and you're just going to box him up and ship him away. So this either means two things to me. This either means that there's something insane going on behind the scenes that has not been uncovered yet, or Nico Harrison is literally an idiot and the worst GM of all time. So I don't know which one it is, but right now it seems like the latter option to me. But like I said, what do you think about this being the worst trade in sports history, not just NBA? This is, to me, the worst trade in at least recent sports history. This is insane.
So for me personally, I don't know if I'd rate this. This is definitely an absurd trade, definitely something that was not predicted by no means, but I would say it's a top 3 trade. I wouldn't say it's the top trade, because the only 2 trades that I can think of that can compete to not this caliber of surprise, or maybe 2 big names getting traded and one younger, but 2 names that I think that go down as worst trades for franchises is the Herschel Walker trade, where the Vikings essentially shipped off their entire future for Herschel Walker. Just because if you look at how that trade set up the Cowboys, I believe they got Emmitt Smith, used a couple other picks, had a couple good guys in that trade, to where they were able to set themselves up for the future. And one of the most recent trades that I think is worse than this is, I still think the Deshaun Watson trade is worse than this. Maybe not the trade itself, but the trade and signing of a fully guaranteed over $200 million deal. So maybe not the trade with the Deshaun Watson, but the trade and signing, because you see how that's played out. We'll talk a little bit later with the NFL. Myles Garrett just requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns, and there's no doubt in my mind that that's due to the Deshaun Watson factor of the Cleveland Browns. Since they've shipped off Baker Mayfield and went with Deshaun Watson, it's been pure chaos in Cleveland. So those are the 2 trades that I definitely think can compete with it. I definitely understand why people say it's the worst trade of all time, but in my mind, just those 2 trades didn't necessarily screw over a team in a sense as bad as the Mavericks may get with their future. But a trade comparison I almost relate this to, going back to another NFL trade, is the trade with Matthew Stafford to the Rams with Jared Goff and a bunch of picks. Essentially, the Lions were trying to trade for a younger guy, someone who they could potentially work into their system, and the Rams were just trading for a veteran in Matthew Stafford to try to win it all now. The only difference is the Rams hadn't necessarily built their entire organization around Jared Goff at the time. With the Mavericks, they have brought he's been the centerpiece of their organization.
He's
and they've
literally
brought
the
so
reason,
many people over to help out. He's one of, like, I saw a stat today with the 8 major categories like points, steals, assists, blocks in last year's finals and last year's playoffs, all led by Luka Doncic.
Dude, the reason that there is even names like Kyrie, like Klay Thompson, like all these people, dude, they wouldn't want to have nothing to do with Dallas if it wasn't for Luka. And then you look at your team, and you're the GM, and you're looking over this team you have, and you're saying, we don't need the guy that literally is Dallas, that literally is this team and the reason for why this team is where it is. And you look at that guy, and you actually have the nerve to send him away. And the reason I hear what you're saying, but the reason I still don't agree is because of the situation. It's just the situational aspect of this I've never seen in anything before.
100%.
The fact that because all those teams you mentioned, were any of them literally like not only competitors, not only just in the race for an NBA final, they literally competed these seasons before for an NBA final. So it's like the fact that the only like reasons, or one of the two only reasons that have come out so far for the reason or for why Luka is gone is that they want to win now. You literally were winning now. You were competing to win now.
Exactly.
So how does it make any sense to give him away like that? To give your literal centerpiece of the entire city of Dallas, for the entire organization of the Mavericks, to give him away. You're cutting yourself off from future business success, from future team success, from current success, because how many fans are about how much support are you about to lose right now from fans? We've already seen fans come out on the news that have completely ditched the Mavericks and are completely heartbroken from this. So you're screwing yourselves now and for the future, in my opinion. And the thing is, the only other reason we hear is the overweight, is the injury proneness, is all this. Bro, Anthony Davis a couple seasons ago was literally getting strife for being injury prone.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He was literally being called on to leave and retire because he's so injury prone. So if these are your only two reasons, there's such large rebuttals for why they're terrible reasons.
Yeah, I think in the last 3 seasons, I could be wrong on this stat, but I'm pretty sure I saw where in the past 3 seasons, Luka Doncic has only played 15 or 20 less games than Anthony Davis. So, I mean, you're trading someone who you says has weight issues and has health concerns and then there are injury concerns, and then you go and trade for someone who's only played 15 more games in 3 years. And, I mean, look at how the Pelicans are treating Zion Williams with his weight stuff. I mean, they're not shipping him off. They're not. They're trying to build a team around him. They're trying everything they can to still keep Zion as their centerpiece. Is it working? I mean, I don't know, but I mean, at least they're still trying to keep that connection. And like you were talking about with loyalty,
they're at least publicly throwing many, if not all, of their resources at keeping Zion and putting him on the right track.
Yeah.
They're at least showing effort. Dude, this is overnight, out of nowhere, just shipping a dude off that's never had a single problem in the NBA other than unfortunate injuries that don't even have anything to do with him being out of shape or overweight. No. He's dealing with a calf injury, dude.
Yeah, it's
like,
the NBA.
That could happen to anyone.
Injuries.
So this is nothing about this trade makes sense. Like I said, it's awesome as a Laker fan. It's awesome as Laker personnel, Laker teammates, and Laker front office. But for Luka Doncic and Mavericks fans, this is the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen from any front office in any sport. It's insane.
Yeah,
like Luka loved Dallas. Luka loved being a Maverick from the beginning. He has been publicly open about retiring as a Maverick. He took the torch that was passed from Dirk, and he wanted to carry that. He loved being the next European star on the Dallas Mavericks. That's awesome. That's an awesome storyline. That's awesome for him. But it's disrespectful, dude. It's crazy.
It's wild. And, I mean, you think about it, the Lakers are gifted another like superstar talent. You go from Magic, you have a little break. Kobe had a little break. LeBron, and there's no break this time. I mean,
The
you have
Lakers still
LeBron.
got work to do, though. They still got
Lakers,
holes.
yeah.
They still got a lot of holes to fill.
This
in their
isn't a
roster,
guaranteed
so.
championship for Lakers, but at the same time,
Which why
they're setting themselves up for the future at least. While the Mavericks are trading their future for now, the Lakers are still building now and still looking at their future. So it just kind of seems like the Mavericks are very one-sided on they're wanting to win now and they're pushing back the future for later.
Yeah. I could keep complaining about this for a long time,
Yeah.
but let's move on to a trade that makes a little bit more sense in the NBA, at least a little bit. The Sacramento Kings were involved in another blockbuster trade as they are sending De'Aaron Fox to the San Antonio Spurs for Zach LaVine. This was a 3-team trade between the Spurs, the Kings, and the Bulls. So the Spurs ended up getting De'Aaron Fox as well as Jordan McLaughlin. As the Kings get Zach LaVine, Sissoko. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but I have no clue who you are. Just being honest. They also get 3 future first-round picks as well as 3 future second-round picks. And the Bulls receive Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter, as well as a first-round pick, which was them getting their own pick back. So,
Yep.
Big trade, big blockbuster trade. It's going to be awesome to see a new star being matched up with Victor Wembanyama for the first time. This is the beginning of him getting some help. He does have Chris Paul right now, but Chris Paul's kind of going out the door, ready to retire. De'Aaron Fox adds, De'Aaron Fox adds another layer of just athleticism, a lot of effort. Excuse me. He's just a high energy player. He's been great. He's been great for the Kings for a long time. It's kind of the Kings have kind of made some very bad choices in
Is
the
Sabonis
past
still on the
few years.
Kings?
Dude, I'm dying right now.
Ooh. Is
My voice is completely going.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited to watch Victor Wembanyama with a maybe not the youngest, but a younger talent player. I was kind of excited to see Chris Paul come and join the Spurs, but like you said, the age is definitely getting to him. So it's definitely like
Hold on, time out. I'm dying, dude. This is bad. All right. I apologize. I have the monkey flu or something.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So just it's excited to it's
Dude, I'm dying. Holy crap. This is also another reason we have not been filming because I've been very sick for the past week and they decided to randomly come back.
You need the inhaler, bro?
Yeah, I need it. Holy crap.
Didn't even hit it, bro. Yeah. Goodness.
I've been very sick for the past week and it's decided to randomly come back in the past 5 minutes. So,
But yeah.
But what were we talking about? De'Aaron Fox. We were talking about the Kings. The Kings have made some very questionable decisions.
Is Sabonis on the Kings still or no?
He's still there, but
Okay.
guess what? About 2-3 years ago, guess who the Kings had on the same team? Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox. 2 great young players.
That's how Tyrese went from.
And now they have what they have.
Wow.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton.
Man.
If you don't know, used to be on the Kings with De'Aaron Fox.
I did not know that. I just knew
It's
he
kind
was
of
on
an
the
OKC
Pacers.
situation. Neither of them were who they were yet.
Oh,
but
okay.
Still,
The potential was there.
a lot of unfortunate stuff. But
Man.
the Kings now have former Bulls teammates reunited in Zach LaVine and I forgot his name.
Man.
DeMar DeRozan. So, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are here to run it back. They had some early on success when they first got the Bulls together a few years back. They had just early on regular season success when they were paired with Lonzo Ball. So it was exciting to see, but injuries did unfortunately riddle them for any true success at Chicago. But maybe now that they're paired with Domantas Sabonis, this is a very exciting big three. In my opinion, not many people are talking about it, but I think they have a chance to really do something there in the West. I think they definitely have a chance to at least make the playoffs. I would say they could have some pretty good playoff success with that big three. But I don't know. That's exciting to see to me. Maybe just as exciting as De'Aaron Fox playing with Victor Wembanyama. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. This trade definitely makes more sense to me as like a avid NBA fan. Like, I don't keep up with it a whole lot, but the second I saw LUKA gone from the Mavericks, like, for me, that's like trading a centerpiece quarterback for something that you could possibly win today.
One thing that is a definite objective truth throughout this trade season is that this is definitely good for the game. We've been talking about in our past episodes, I always ramble about how the NBA has really struggled with viewership and what they've been doing has not been helping. But LUKA being a Laker is absolutely huge for the NBA and viewership, especially international viewership, because now you have if not the most influential international player, then one of the most influential international players. He's now in Los Angeles, the biggest market in the NBA. Eyes from all around the world are going to be tuning in to Lakers games. I think right now Luke is definitely top 10 in jersey sales. I think he sits at 7. I can see that absolutely skyrocketing to number 1 in jersey sales. Kids from all around the world are going to want a number 77 Lakers jersey. So that's insane. De'Aaron Fox going to play with Victor Wembanyama is also going to be great. It sparks curiosity. Everybody wants to see – he's a very lovable player already, very likable. Everybody wants to see Wembanyama have success. So the fact that the Spurs are finally getting a chance to have more of that is also great for the NBA. All these trades, all they're doing is just garnering more attention and more curiosity towards the NBA. So it's great. It's going to be a great time. The NBA always heats up right after the trade deadline, going into the All-Star weekend, and then very soon after getting into the playoffs. So from what I've said in the past episodes about how I'm worried about the NBA, I think right now is a very opportune time for the National Basketball Association, and I'm here for it, and I hope a lot of other people are, and I'm excited to see what we get into in this final stretch of basketball we got going here.
Yeah.
So.
All right, now on to the NFL. So like I talked about earlier, Myles Garrett has requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. He's a former number 1 overall pick in 2017. Yeah, I mean, the Deshaun Watson trade kind of messed up the Browns after Baker Mayfield took them to the playoffs and won their first playoff game in forever. And then, after 8 seasons with the Browns, he's requested for a trade. And me as a Falcons fan, I would love nothing more than to have this absolute beast on the line for my Falcons.
Man, that ain't happening.
But I'm pretty sure Nico Harrison is very similar to Terry Fontenot in some things, which he's very stubborn. And our GM probably won't do anything big like that other than sign a quarterback who we're not going to use. On a different note,
I think we need another quarterback.
No, I do not think we do.
I think we need one more quarterback that's worth about $200 million.
I think we should trade
that's also 57 years old.
We should trade for Tom Brady. Just bring him back on the field. Just as a backup quarterback.
No, I think we should go get Joe Montana.
Joe Montana? Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Is he still alive?
I think Joe Montana is still alive. But yeah, now we're going to talk about coaching carousel. And basically, the coaching season has been kind of crazy this offseason. And we've had, 7 head coaches fired. And 2 were in their first year as being a head coach, which is wild to me that they only had 1 chance.
Dude, what has happened to loyalty in sports? Dude. What has happened to giving people chances? Everything is so fast-paced, and, we're not getting what I want right now. It's like everybody's a bunch of pretentious little babies, dude. This is so dumb.
Especially with quarterbacks.
The LUKA thing has got me so tight about all sports, dude. Just stop being a bunch of women. Just play. Just give people chances. If it sucks for a couple years, yes, find something new. But you made the decision to hire these coaches, so live with it for a little bit. Give them a little bit of chance.
Same thing with
especially
rookie quarterbacks.
Especially if it's a first-time young coach like Gerard Mayo. Bro, give him a chance. Bro, If Luka's struggling, give the man a chance to fix it. But that's even more crazy. And I don't care if I'm going back to the Luka thing because it's ridiculous and it's stupid and it's buffoonery and I hate it. Bro, nothing has even came out about Luka. But if there's been problems internally within the organization with Luka, brother, give the guy a chance to fix it. Everybody in sports needs to chill out and just go to how it used to be and just play ball, brother. Stop giving up so quickly. Stop changing stuff so quickly. Players, stop leaving your team so quickly. Organizations, stop shipping your players off so quickly. Everybody wants to see some grit and some grind in every team, and they just want to see the dogs eat. They want to see players get better with each other and just eat.
Yeah, same thing with rookie quarterbacks too. You see, like Caleb Williams, everyone's saying he's going to be
peaked so bad on the mic.
Possibly, but it's all right. We'll fix it. But I mean, like Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, these are supposed to be two great quarterbacks, picked number 1 overall, and now they're trash. Same thing. Look at Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and how they had great seasons this year, even though they were bust. So, patience. Patience is the biggest thing. We had Antonio Pierce and we had Gerard Mayo fired after their first season. We had Doug Peterson from the Jacksonville Jaguars, 3 seasons in, got fired. Matt Eberflus, 12 games into his 3rd season, got fired, but that was rightfully so because dude could not handle clock management. You had Dennis Allen with the New Orleans Saints, who was let go 9 games into his 3rd season. You had Robert Saleh with the New York Jets, let go 5 games into his 4th season. And then big Mike McCarthy with the Dallas Cowboys, let go after 5 seasons. And that was kind of expected, but all of them except the Saints have found a replacement head coach. And some of these names are actually kind of like big names, and some of them are literally someone I have never heard in my life before. So going down the list that we have, so Antonio Pierce was replaced by the one, the only Pete Carroll, who's back coaching in the NFL.
He won back-to-back championships at USC?
Yeah, that's what Wikipedia said.
When was
in
that?
2003 to 2004, whenever he had Reggie Bush.
Bro, this dude is older than
He's
George
80 years
Washington.
old. Yeah, I don't know why George Washington, but no, he's 80 years old. He's the oldest head coach in the NFL
Did this guy
ever.
found football,
So
brother?
he probably was there whenever he probably was a founder of football at this point.
My
But
goodness.
after that, we have Gerard Mayo. After his first season, was fired. He was not Bill Belichick 2.0. They're thinking this guy may be, and it's Mike Vrabel. He has a head coaching record of 55-45. He head coached for the Tennessee Titans for 6 years, and also played in New England whenever they were winning a good bit, and had a couple of Super Bowls with them, I think. So he's a hometown guy. And then Matt Eberflus with the Chicago Bears was replaced by in-division rival Lions OC Ben Johnson. He was heavily pursued for a head coaching job for 3 years straight, waited for his right situation, and apparently his right situation was the Bears, which I don't know if that's anybody's right situation, but you have a great quarterback, you have some wide receivers, but just, I don't know. The Bears are the Bears. And then you have Aaron Glenn, who was hired as the head coach for the New York Jets. He was the Lions defensive coordinator for 4 seasons, and he was drafted by the Jets in 1994 with the 12th overall pick. So was drafted to the Jets, has history with the Jets. Now he's the head coach of the Jets. And there's 2 guys left who have been hired, and the guy I'll talk about next replaced Mike McCarthy with the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer. Do not know who he is. Do not know where he came from. Has never been a head coach before. But Jerry Jones never makes mistakes.
Wait, like he's never even coached like high school or college football?
No. He's never been a head coach before. Like he's been DC, OC, like other.
Yeah, but he's never even head coached like a college team.
Not that I know of. I don't think he's ever been a head coach in his life. I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% certain. But
is this
from
like
what I've seen,
nepotism situation?
What is that?
You don't know what nepotism is?
Nah, I'm in my first journalist class.
When like
dude.
your
Come
daddy
on.
gets you a job.
Oh yeah, So he has family history. I believe his dad was I don't know if he's a head coach, but he was very like involved in NFL. I believe his dad or family member also had relationships with like Jerry Jones, had connections. So basically, he trusts Brian Schottenheimer, not who I thought they were going to get, but the last guy who was hired is Liam Cohen for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he may be one of the biggest names for the wrong reasons. So he was the offensive coordinator, I believe, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and there was a whole lot of controversy between the Buccaneers were going to pay him millions of dollars to be the highest paid offensive coordinator during the next season and going to be extended, but there was a whole lot of miscommunication. Liam Cohen ended up taking the Jacksonville Jaguars job, and the thing he's most known for right now is during his first press conference.
Being an absolute dog.
He was trying to talk about the community of what's that little town called, Gavin?
Duval.
And yeah, it's definitely an interesting press conference. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend watching it. But yeah, he's a huge meme in the NFL right now. But
why?
I don't know.
Just let the guy live.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything the matter with it. Just Duval.
Coach trying to create some culture, brother, and y'all are just dogging him for it.
He's just trying to create some culture of Duval. But yeah.
Exactly.
So the only team that does not have a head coach currently is the New Orleans Saints, and they are most likely going to hire Kellen Moore. I mean, yeah, it's just yeah. If the Saints didn't hire a head coach, it probably wouldn't do much different. But so Kellen Moore is the OC for the Eagles. They can't hire him right now because he is currently in the Super Bowl, which that's actually a great leeway into what we're talking about now. The Super Bowl. It is between.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
To you.
Oh, okay. Go back down.
Who out of these coaching hires, who do you think is the best hire?
What do you mean best hire? For like now or the future?
What team do you think got the best coach in this year's coaching carousel?
I think there's three standout head coaches: Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, and Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, he's unproven. That's the only reason why I probably wouldn't say him. But I think that he is going to be a great offensive-minded guru with Caleb Williams, Roma Doomsday, and DJ Moore. But between Mike Vrabel and Pete Carroll, I feel like for the future, Mike Vrabel will be able to do more than Pete Carroll just because, I mean, we don't know how long Pete Carroll is going to be a head coach for. So I think Pete Carroll may have the better team. They just need a quarterback, really. You have Brock Bowers. You need some receivers. But you have Max Crosby on the defense. So, I mean, you have Alexander Madison as your running back, who's a good backup running back for the Vikings. And I think that Pete Carroll will probably do great early, but I think that Mike Vrabel will most likely be long-term success. What did you say, Gavin? You say close to the mic? You say close to the mic?
We're keeping it in.
All right, we're keeping it in. All right, so now.
All right, so wait.
Okay.
Wait, did you say three guys?
Yeah, I said three guys.
Okay, so out of those three guys, who do you think has the highest chance for success with their team?
I feel like the Patriots, they're a couple pieces away from being really good. Same thing with the Raiders. The Bears just confuse me. Like, you have DJ Moore. You have Roma Doomsday.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good this year.
You have Caleb Williams. I mean, that was
maybe the head coaches
because they weren't supposed to be the number one overall pick to get Caleb Williams. That was what they acquired from the Bryce Young trade where they traded back. So, I mean, they were.
So would you say they had a very
underperforming year is what I would describe.
So do you think with Mr. Johnson that they would be elite?
If they can get Caleb Williams, his receivers, and Ben Johnson all on the same page, I think you will have
a Super Bowl next year. That's
maybe not a Super
Robinson
Bowl.
is
No.
the Chicago Bears.
Maybe, but I think that Ben Johnson is going to kind of bring that culture over from Dan Campbell and the Lions, and I feel like that culture is going to be great as long as he can get the culture going, get the guys rallying, and just not give up Hail Marys to lose games and learn how to run a clock right. I mean, I think the Bears could be great, but they just confuse me so much because they're supposed to be good, but they're not. But they're also in the hardest division in the NFL.
What I'm gathering is in 2026, the Chicago Bears will be Super Bowl champions. You heard it here first from Drew Robinson. Let's move on.
I don't know about that one. All right, sounds good.
I squeezed everything out of you from there.
All right. So now on, final thing we're going to talk about today, the Super Bowl. Not a lot of people are happy about the Super Bowl because they wanted the Lions and Bills, which would have been the greatest Super Bowl I think we would have ever watched of all time.
I think they should still just play.
I think we need an undercard. We need
just play in
you have
Cancun.
you talk about your Cancun vacations. Bring your
beach football for second place, third place.
Exactly. Like you get an extra second round pick or extra fifth round pick next year. Whoever
why don't
wins.
Sports do stuff like that?
Dude, that'd be
Why
so
don't they
amazing.
do stuff like that? And why don't they do stuff like the two worst teams play for the number one pick? Bro,
Yeah,
if I saw that in
dude,
the NBA, man,
that would be amazing.
Brother.
But then that may be the worst football game we may ever watch if both teams want the first overall pick.
Dude, that's why it would be awesome.
Dude, it's just going to be like, oh, we accidentally threw an interception.
What'd you just say?
What if they want the first? Wait, so you're saying they have
whoever
to win?
wins gets the two worst teams. Whoever wins that game gets the first overall pick.
Oh,
they'd be playing hard as crap, dude.
Okay, yeah. But I'm thinking like the worst team gets the first pick.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
No, not the loser gets
Yeah.
the first pick.
If it's the winner of the two worst
that'd be
teams gets
funnier.
the first, dude. The
Them
loser,
both trying to lose.
just oops! I
but
actually threw an
ties,
interception.
No ties. You have to win.
It's just gonna be like in a Madden whenever you're just spamming X to dive, letting them score a touchdown the entire time. But yeah, this Super Bowl, it's a rematch of one we saw 2 years ago, where the Chiefs started their attempt at a three-peat, and now they have to face the Eagles once more without Jason Kelsey, so we don't have the brothers battling back and forth. But what we do have is
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
that's why it's awesome.
We have Taylor Swift
and Kendrick at halftime, or am I wrong?
I think Kendrick was last year. Are they doing Kendrick again? No,
know.
Beyonce was last year.
No, it's Kendrick.
Dude, I don't watch I don't watch halftime. I'm gonna be honest.
They not like us. I don't listen to Kendrick.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, neither do I. But
bring Katy Perry back.
Yes.
Let her ride the horse.
It was a lion. It was a lion.
No, it wasn't.
What? It was a horse.
It was her song, "Dark Horse."
What? I thought she sang "I Got the Eye of the Tiger" or whatever the flip
Bro,
it is.
that's not even her song.
I got the that song. I got the eye of the tiger.
Not what that.
What is
Bro,
it?
hold on.
What
That
is-
is not what that song says.
I got the I'm losing my mind.
Bro.
Katy Perry it's Katy Perry "Eye of the Tiger." You right for singing that?
Crap.
See?
Lie.
Boom! It's a
the
freaking line. We
Why
can't
would
play it though. We're gonna get copyrighted.
I just want to watch
We'll have to put some just hit the sound button. Yeah. It's 100% a lion.
it. Dude.
Bro, I told you. I remember that flipping 2015 Super Bowl, bro. Look at that.
Why would she not ride a dark horse? That makes so much more sense.